Hey everyone, my name is Yarrow and you're listening to the DIY Small Business Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I really appreciate your time and energy, especially in these times. And I love hearing back when you're listening to an episode and you liked it or you have questions. So please keep reaching out and let me know what you would like to hear more about. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how the Embodied Business Community has changed and how I'm now offering a different pricing model. So I will tell you a little bit more, and then I'll also answer most commonly asked questions. And obviously if you have more, then just feel free to message me. So the community was called the DIY Business Community before, and that felt fun because I wanted to offer a low-cost option for people who are starting out in the first few years, and I want to do most of the things themselves. So people who maybe are not necessarily thinking about building a big team and who want to really have a sense of empowerment around tech and strategies and social media and pricing and all of those things. But as the community has grown, I find that we are increasingly supporting each other, which is really beautiful. And I also think that I don't actually love the idea so much anymore that we should be doing everything ourselves. Obviously, DIY culture is really cool, and I'm not straying from that at all. But I think there's just a shift in focus for me this year that feels really good to manifest in a changed name as well. So last month, I've written an Instagram series, for example, about the body as a business mentor, and I've just today put that together into a zine, which is now called Our Bodies as Anti-Capitalist Business Mentors, which you can sign up for through the link in the show notes. I'm really excited to share that workbook. So anyway, that really made me think about embodiment in business a lot more. It made me think about honesty and transparency in marketing, about building businesses that are resilient in these times, and about what sustainable and being regenerative might mean, and being in community. So Embodied Business Community just makes a lot more sense as a name. So here's what's included. There's a 10-module course that's really comprehensive. It has a lot of journaling prompts in it, a lot of how-to videos. When I'm sharing my screen, I'm telling you exactly how to do things. There's modules about pricing, about building a Patreon, about setting your newsletter app, and creating sustainable offerings, as well as marketing plans that feel good, and many other things. So it has a lot in it, and you can work through it in your own pace. Some people dip in and out of different modules as they need them, and some people just go through the whole thing kind of 1 week at a time. So whatever works best for you is cool. And then what's, I think, really at the heart of the program are the monthly group coaching calls, where we come together and we share what's currently happening for us. We ask questions, receive feedback, and it just feels really good to be together, because I think that wouldn't work just as a self-study option. There's so much to take in and implement, and there's so many really good questions to ask. And so being in relationship around these inquiries feels really good, and I'm excited to offer that space. You also have access to Mighty Network, so if ever the call times don't work for you, you can watch the replays on there. You can connect with people in other ways. You can share your work and ask questions, and again, request feedback. And so I really love that space, because it's not on social media, it's not just a Facebook group, but it works in a similar way. So everyone has a profile with their name and their link, and a short bio, and you can see all the events that are upcoming in there. You can click attend and transfer them into your calendar. It's just really a useful environment, I think. Then we have themed monthly workshops. So at the moment, for example, I am focusing teaching things around taking your offers online and creating things like online courses, but we had all kinds of things, and they are always recorded. So there was stuff like an introduction to SEO, or how to build your newsletter. We had workshops on building a business in times of crisis. Those we will now do every other month, because there's so much to it, and I think all of us feel really nourished by being in a space together and exploring that. So I'm excited to offer more of those. And then we have quarterly business planning workshops. So every 3 months we're meeting to kind of recap what's been happening and making plans for the next coming quarter. And then now we're also having co-working sessions. So because I think intimacy and togetherness is that something that so many of us really crave right now. I wanted to offer a space where we just meet online and we each commit to something that we're working on that day, and then we just do that without chatting to each other, but it feels nice to be together in that way. So that would be good too. The pricing has changed, as you might have heard. So initially the price was $300 or 3 payments of $100, and that's still available, and it includes a one-on-one session with me. I don't usually offer one-on-one sessions anymore, but last year I decided that it would feel really good to kind of welcome everyone into community really personally and help them map out a plan around how they want to move through the course and what the next steps are. And now that things have unfolded the way they are, I really recognize that many of us face huge financial uncertainty and that maybe it just feels too scary to spend $300. And so I'm offering a 10-part payment plan of $24 a month instead. And that gives you access to all the things I've mentioned. It's just not including one-on-one support with me. But if you feel in the future that you would like to have one-on-one sessions to kind of go deeper or answer personal questions, then you can get 10% off my mentoring package. But having said that, there is definitely always space to ask questions in the group coaching calls or in the workshops as well. So you will definitely get to chat with me and answer questions on Mighty Networks as well. It's not a huge community. Currently we have about 50 people, and so everyone really has space to voice what's happening for them, which I so appreciate and really want to maintain as well. And then I'm going to answer a few questions that I received the last 2 days. So enrollment is open until the 8th of April, and I'm going to open it again one more time later in the year, probably in October or November, but I'm not totally sure yet. And I will likely not offer the 10-part payment plan again and just make it $300 again. The name change I already talked about. Something that people also ask is, what if I don't have a business idea yet? So I want to say to that people really join at different stages. Some people are already a few years into their business, and some people are in exactly that spot where they know they want to start a business. Maybe they're transitioning from a day job. Maybe they've just been made redundant. Maybe they haven't been working for a while. Maybe they've just come out of university. Lots and lots of different scenarios, and I think that it's a good space to explore what might work for you. It's a really judgment-free environment, I hope and think, and I really see people supporting each other in finding out what might work for them. So it's totally fine to join if you're not sure what you want to offer yet. There's a lot of support in the course as well, so the course really helps you map out what might be a good day-to-day setup for you, what you might be offering, and how that could be sustainable. The next question is, what if I don't like tag? So that's a bummer. Just joking. I think, again, there's a lot of support in the videos and the course, and I always ask people to let me know if there's anything that they want me to cover. So the videos really show you in super detailed steps how you set up a newsletter, for example, or how you create a Patreon page, or how you can take payments, that kind of stuff. And if there's anything missing, you're always welcome to request another video, so that should be totally fine. Another question I sometimes get is, how much time do I have to spend? And that's tricky because it really just depends. Like, as always I say, you get as much out of this experience as you put in. And so some people come to all the calls and they do engage with the course every week, and they just make a lot of time to work on their businesses rather than just in them. And sometimes people take breaks, and that's totally fine as well. Sometimes people have other things going on in their life, or they're not well enough to work for a time, and yeah, that's totally fine. I think there's no pressure ever to be present in a specific way, but of course you will definitely get more out of it, like I said, if you come to the live calls. And so the calls, there's about 3 hours or 4 hours of calls every month at the very least. I think usually it's more like 5, 6, or 7, and you just come to as many as you like, and you take notes as you like, and then you make time to kind of experience the course as you need at the time. There is a bit of a map, so there's definitely kind of guidance for setting yourself up and making sure that you don't lose touch without putting pressure on yourself. I think there's always like a good middle ground to be found there, but generally it is really up to you, and you can totally take breaks. And if you have any more questions, like I said, just send me a message. You can message me on Instagram, or you can reach out via email at hello@yarrowdigital.com. I would love to have a few more people in the community that build feminist, anti-capitalist businesses that are interested in solidarity and doing things differently, that maybe work creatively or in some kind of supporting capacity. We have a lot of beautiful people doing cycle work. We have a lot of people making art and writing. We have coaches and mentors and healers and bodywork practitioners. So it's really beautiful, and I would just love to have a few more people in there. So I hope that the offer of paying $24 a month over 10 months is supporting you. And if you have questions, let me know. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.